Okay, recording. Hey, welcome everybody this morning to Team Aspire to Inspire, Fun Size and Fitsies. I hope you guys have had a good week, and I would like to know how everybody's doing as far as Team Cup goes. And if you can think during this time that if anybody has any questions about the Team Cup itself, if you're doing okay, if you have any questions about, any other tips that you would like to have to continue to, do your best to invite people. And, it's all about the same process, just practicing those 3 vital behaviors: inviting, and drinking your Shakeology and doing your workout and sharing that you're doing that. Not in people's faces, but the benefits that you're getting, and of course your personal development. I've been continuing to read Brendon Burchard's The Charge, and it's awesome, you guys. I don't know if you've read it, but I really highly recommend it. And we were going to go over a few things this morning. Carrie, I don't know if you want to do an introduction in particular, but we were going to cover I was going to just talk about our why a little bit, and to just really kind of think about why it is that you started even just a Beachbody program and decided to drink Shakeology, and then why did you decide to become a coach? And whatever the reason, just think about those things. And if you have the chance to write down those things, not just, or take your phone and do an Evernote, do a memo, put down why it is that you started to do this. Why did you start your journey? Why, what's the reason that you want to put time aside to work this business? And I find that when you write things down and you see it written on paper, that it helps as a motivator. And I've said before in other Zooms with Holly and our other separate team, like our own team, that putting things up where you can see them either on your fridge, on your bathroom mirror, even if it's just like a little motivator sticker. Whatever it is, the reason that you want to do these things, if you write them down, it's just a lot more. Visuals really help, and it really helps to be to get you revved up more. So what are some reasons you, I don't know if we could share a little bit why you started to do what we're doing now. For me personally, I will begin with, I was looking for a program. When I was talking to Holly, I was looking for a program to help me with my flexibility, and I was really looking for just to really hone in on my nutrition. And when she introduced me to this, and I saw that I was getting results and the benefits of eating better, because I was not doing everything that I should be doing, or, none of us do it all the time, but I slowly learned that how really important nutrition is, and how this plays so well into helping you get the best nutrition possible, and it being quick, fast, and able to fit in your day. So, that's my beginning. Carrie, do you want to share?
Sure, I'll share my why. So my why is because I was at a place where I was struggling with nutrition. Working out's never really been a problem for me. I enjoy it. But I was struggling with my nutrition, and I was just bordering on really bad habits in order to lose weight quickly, and but never following any, not doing it the smart way or the correct way. So of course it yo-yoed and never really stayed off. And I just feel like a lot of women, you know, kind of in my age group and my age range, obviously, well, all women, not all, but a lot, struggle with that. And there's so many products on the market that are so dangerous, and I've seen so many friends struggle with eating disorders, struggle with being addicted to, you know, different kinds of products on the market, fat burners and other products on the market that just are not the healthy way to do it. And I kind of feel like we all, there's so much conflicting information. We all get confused when it comes to the nutrition side, or it's very easy to get confused. It's very easy to not put the homework in and the research to really know what you need to do. And so Holly and 21 Day Fix came along and kind of changed my whole outlook on that. And I just wanted to share that, because I think it's important to know that you don't have to overcomplicate it. You can balance fitness and nutrition in a busy life, and, you know, be on the go and not, you know, be able to balance it all. And so I guess that's my why. I just wanted to share that you didn't have to use extreme methods to have a balanced nutrition. And I also want to share that I was going to do a screen share, but I'm having some technical issues this morning, which is why I'm on the call instead of on the Zoom. But I have a coach action plan, which is in the back office. And if you haven't filled that out already, it's kind of a roadmap to building your why and how to get you to where you want to go. So I'm going to encourage everyone on all three of our Team Cup teams to take a look at that. Because it does exactly what Chantal is talking about, as far as putting your why down on paper and giving yourself kind of a roadmap and a visual reminder or guide as to why you're doing this and where you want to go.
Thanks, Carrie. What about you, Megan? Do you have just a little something you could share?
Yeah, well, I mean, I've thought about this before, like what's your why and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, mine at the beginning was strictly, for lack of a better way to say it, vanity, because we were going to Mexico in June and we were going to be beach ready for the boot, you know.
Right.
It. And also, you know, I have pants for work that I had noticed were getting tighter, and I was like, I just want them to fit.
Yeah.
I didn't know. And so when I met Holly and she introduced me to the 21 Day Fix and Payo and changing the nutrition, like I worked out regularly. I don't think that was ever my problem. It was thinking I was eating well, but really I wasn't. There were things that I needed to change up in my life. And, you know, after starting the program and doing it for only, you know, a month, I remember telling my husband to buy me something for Christmas, some slacks. And when he bought them, exactly what I told him, when I got them for Christmas, I had to go exchange them for a smaller size. So I was like, oh, look, working out and changing the food made the difference. And then I guess I just kind of stuck with it because I really liked how it was making me feel. And in the back of my mind, I really wanted my family. Both my sisters and my mom are bigger than I am. And they've always been bigger than I am. And I want them to be more healthy. My sister has a new little girl that they adopted from China. And my mom, you know, now has 2 little grandkids, and I want them to be around. So, you know, I'm kind of trying to sneak it into, you know, conversations with them. And I know they realize it, especially with my little sister at home around them more often than I am. So that's where I'm kind of hoping that, you know, they can do it too, just by making wise choices on the food.
That's awesome, Megan. That's really great. Holly, did you have anything that you wanted to add?
Yeah, I'll unmute. I had tantrums in the background. So, Megan, I love that. That's awesome. And Carrie, I love yours too. I mean, really mine, you know, I had been, y'all, I think most of y'all know my story, like with just starting the business. But, you know, when Haley was born, I stopped training, and it's hard to live on one income coming into the home. And so, anyway, Sharon introduced me to coaching, and I started specifically to earn income. That's what we needed. And at that time I was teaching a lot of classes, and to be honest, I was not doing any of the fitness programs when I started as a coach, because I was teaching so much, and I also had that trainer pride. Oh, at-home fitness programs, no, these are just for people that I'm going to get to, in my challenge groups. It's not for me. And I mean, I had that mentality. I was like, I don't need that. I'm just going to like sell this stuff or whatever. And so anyway, long story short, but I was drinking Shakeology and I loved what it did for me for that. But after Skylar was born, I did Insanity, and that changed me. That really changed me. And when I found that when I started, so really my why for starting this business was because we needed income. Like, we needed extra money. We were living paycheck to paycheck. And, I mean, that's an uncomfortable place to be. So, that was my initial why. But I'll tell you when it really shifted was when I started using the programs. And I'll be honest with y'all, I used to think you could do this business without using the programs. I just don't think you can. I don't think you can be successful unless you are pushing play on these programs at least most of the days of the week, And, I know, Carrie, you run, but you have like found 21 Day Fix is like your thing, and especially the meal plan. So like, I guess what I'm saying is, I just don't think and Insanity. That's
Insanity
right.
Live,
And you do the live one too. But I mean, don't y'all agree? Like, I think that I really don't think you can do this business. And I know we've got some coaches just on our big team that they do some other things and they kind of dabble in the programs, but they're not like really, getting their own story with the programs. And I just think that's so important to do that. And so my belief for that has just really changed, in that you really need to be using the programs.
I agree. I
really do something with business, because it just builds up that belief, So, but now my why is, I want to be able to, help all my coaches. And I want to be able to do more things for our family, like future things, like, not having to worry about college for my kids. And my husband, if he wants to one day start his own business or not work, like, I'd like for him to be able to have that freedom to do whatever he wants to do. I mean, he's happy at his job now, but you never know. I mean, things can always change. And so I want to be able to, it's just like, honestly, like my why right now is just that freedom to be able to, that family freedom to be able to do the things, that we want to do, and like just have more choices. And this business seriously is a blessing for that, because, you don't, I mean, at the end of the day, it's not about the income, but it is true that, you have to have money. Most of the things that we want for our lives and for our families, they require, extra income. And so it's like, for me, that's like, income means more choices, more possibilities. And so, that's really what my driving factor is, and to help everyone on my team achieve their, personal goals too. So
thanks, Holly.
That's awesome, Holly.
You're welcome.
And I think that as time goes, like I've heard you, Holly, say before too, like you started with a particular why, but your why starts to change as time goes by. And for for me, and seeing, especially this last year with my own nutrition and not being so good about it in the beginning and making big changes and being on the medical side of things, I don't want to be, I don't want to be on that treatment side anymore. I want to be on the preventative side, and that's just motivating me to do that. But I feel like I have to be careful so that I don't want to lecture people, but I just want so much for them to see how this can be so good for them. But it's my struggle, I think, is to find a way to do that without being in their face, because I have lots of family history that I would love to help, just like you, Megan, and I find it's a real struggle, and to see people struggle so hard and hurt because they don't have the tools, or they don't have the strength or the support. And it's really, really hard to watch that, Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to get in like that, but
Chantal, I love you. It's okay. I'm a crier too.
Anyway, so with all that being said, and this is not, it's just important for you to discover what your why is initially, because you just want to be real and authentic for people, and you want them to see the real you. And this is not a gimmick. This works, and this can change your life, and it could change your life as a program, and it could change your life as a business. And if you guys haven't seen yet, I think Sharon posted in the Team Inspire, Mindy Winder's video is awesome.
So good.
It's so awesome.
Oh, yeah,
That's
very good.
50 different things
So
that it's really, really great. And it really helps to just see, and it's another way of just checking off and having a list. I'm a big list person myself. And so, again, just writing things down really, really helps. Before I continue, I just want to make sure I just finished off some of these other things. Okay. And then Carrie, is there something extra besides that you wanted to share?
Let's just keep the focus of this one on the why, and I'm going to make a post about the 5 points.
Okay, that sounds
in the group.
Okay.
And I do want to share for our team cup. I want to congratulate Chantal for 2 team cup points.
Oh.
So way to go! Congratulations.
Yay!
Yeah,
So Holly,
did you know that?
Do you have anyone?
Yeah.
We do. Julie has 2, and I have 2.
Awesome.
Yay!
That's what we've got now. So that's awesome. And I actually talked to Julie yesterday. So she's got a good game plan in place for her. And
good.
Yeah.
Oh,
I want to say one thing real quick while we're on the subject of being you and being authentic. I think it's very important I've said this before, but don't get stuck in that comparison game. I can't tell you how many times I've had this idea of something in my head that I'm going to post, and I'll kind of write it out, and I'll copy it, and I'll go to Facebook, and I'll start scrolling on the newsfeed, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a good post. Oh my gosh, that's a good post. So the point is, don't do that. Don't scroll the newsfeed and look at other coaches. Compare yourself in the way that, like Sharon says, in the way that what's possible for you, but don't, if you want to post something, go there and do it. Don't scroll the news feed and then post it. You know what I'm saying? just like be you, because you are going to connect with the people that are going to connect with you. The people that are putting other kind of posts out there, they're attracting a different market. So just always remember that, because I've caught myself doing that a couple of times this week, and I was like, wait a second, no, I got on here to post up what I wanted to say, So just don't try to make your post so perfect that you don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you have something in your head that you want to say it. Because like whatever you're thinking, I guarantee you there's somebody else out there that's thinking the same thing. So just go ahead and post it. Don't try to go back and say, oh, that doesn't sound right. You know what I mean? So just like Chantal said, just really be yourself. Just be yourself, be authentic. And because there's people out there that need that are going to relate to what you have to say. Okay.
Holly, that's such a good point too, and post it like you talk, like if you were in a room talking with your friends. Yeah, don't overanalyze it and try to make it perfect. Make it sound like your voice.
Yes, that's what Julie and I were talking about yesterday, actually, just that, to try to, even when you're messaging people, to try to type in the way that you would talk, because I've started doing that a lot, and it really helps. It's just like, even things like I gotta go there, or I gotcha, or I'll put ya in the group. Like, I talk like that. Now y'all may not, but I do. And so I've noticed that it's more natural when you just type that way,
Yeah. And then they really hear you.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I guess you just to add a little bit to the why and I don't have very much more, but just to add a little bit to the why. If you like Holly, you had suggested this in our group, and in I think in another. I'm trying to think. Maybe it was the last Zoom, but we were talking about Shakeology, and you were talking about. I think you were maybe talking about doing homework on just getting to know it a little bit better, and not like on a pharmaceutical standpoint or anything like that. You don't have to dive in that deep, but if you get to know a little bit more about it, I think that it's really helpful. And I discovered something because of where I am and in my, my age bracket. I'm like, okay, so I'm 48 years old, and there's a lot of women that are going through premenopause and are menopausal and are going through this whole change. And if food and nutrition is like paramount to going through this stage like the best way possible, because your body is going to change and do things. But if you feed it, and if you hydrate it, and if you move, oh my gosh, it is like night and day. And there's so many things in Shakeology that will help that. And so if you guys could just spend a little time doing that, and if you have a chance, I think there is I'm not sure where, I think it's on Team Rockstar Fit, but Shay Stanford, I think is her name. She used to be a pharmaceutical rep, and she's like all over the whole Shakeology thing. But I listened to something yesterday that she goes in through the whole diet cycle on what happens when people start a program, what they do when they start, what happens when they are 2 weeks in and then they stop, and there's that whole thing. And if you have a supplement that is nutritious and has vitamins and gives you energy, it won't make you go, and you won't stop the cycle. You'll just keep going and do what you're supposed to do. And it's really, really a good listen. It's about 45 minutes though, but it's good. Totally worth it. So I'll see if I can find it and post it in the group. But It just talks about, if you're starting to change your way of eating, if it's not on a program like something that has Shakeology, if you want to lose weight, you got to have less calories, right? So you're taking down your calories, but then you're ramping up your exercise. So you're burning more calories, but then at about the 2-week mark, you're like, oh my God, my body is starving because you're not used to the calories and you're craving all these things. And that's when all the little monsters show up. You're craving, you're irritable, all those things because your body's changing. And that's normal, but Shakeology comes in and fills all those things, takes away the cravings, gives you the nutrients and the nutrition in your body. And so then you don't go and cave into all the cravings, and you stay and you're energized and you're motivated to continue to do your workouts because you have more energy, and then you just see results. So you stick with the plan. And so she just comes out and says it with it's a really cool thing. And if you see it written down, it's another visual that you can just help share with people you talk to. And it'll just give you that more confidence. You'll stand up with the shoulders and it's like, yeah, A, B, C, D. And, it's not in their face. It's just helping them, you have this problem, you have this issue that you're dealing with these cravings. This is totally going to help you. And, we always have our money back thing. It's like, it's a win-win. There's no way you can lose, anyway. So Shay Stanford, and I'll put it up in the group.
Yeah, it's really good. That's really a good one to listen to. What I've been doing is I've just been once a week, I've been posting. I'm doing a group right now by myself. I had this group of ladies but I am posting on Thursdays one ingredient in Shakeology and what it does for you, just to help build them. I think it's important to put that in challenge groups so that people know that this is so much more. It's not a weight loss shake. It's not a protein shake. It's not,
Right.
It's so much more than that. So I've been sharing just one ingredient and what it does and, for us. So I can post that even in that Team Cup group. Yeah, that it's so important to learn about it because it really is like the bread and butter of our business.
Absolutely. Megan, did you have anything to add?
I don't think so.
Carrie?
I'll bump on to the importance of understanding Shakeology and what it does, and just make sure you know your story with Shakeology too, and what Shakeology does for you personally. And I know a lot of times we say when other people ask about shakes, well, I don't know about that shake, but this is what Shakeology has done for me, and that's a great way to start. But I think knowing the ingredients and knowing a little more of the specifics also help when you're having that discussion, because from experience, I know if I don't provide that information, those other products out there are very willing to tell why their product works better than Shakeology. You know what I mean? So I can tell them what it did for me, and that's my story.
Yeah.
But some people, depending on their personality type, want a little more science, okay, well, this shake has more protein, so why isn't that one, why is yours better than me? So being able to come back with specifics about the ingredients and what they do for your body, I think is a really important tool to have. But also knowing your story and your relationship with Shakeology. I know how it, I can point to specifics. I can pull up my Garmin watch and look at my pace times that changed in running at the point that I added Shakeology in, and I know the different things that it's done for me. I don't take allergy medicine anymore. But anyways, to know your story, but knowing the ingredients is important as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, well, if there is, if nobody has anything else to add, I think we could probably wrap it up. And we're going to meet again next week. And if you have anything that you're thinking about during the week and you want, if you have a topic, for those of you who are like a little bit newer to the group, I'm thinking in particular, I think Marissa and Tara that are fairly
Tara.
new. And I know, and anybody else for that matter, you know, if you guys have anything that you want maybe to talk about even during this Team Cup, you know, anything we can do to support each other is always awesome. So you can just, you know, put it in the thread. Maybe can we talk about this? Or I had a struggle this week with a person who, you know, is coming up with another objection. So objection to price. Okay, so everybody just like brainstorm. What do you do when you somebody comes up with a price objection? What do you say? And sometimes, you know, like if we all share that, maybe somebody will come up with something that we've never heard before, and it'll help the other person. So, you know, anything that you can think about, just stick it in there. And it's our own little group on Team Cup, and we're trying to lift each other up, and we're trying to, we're not going for the big prize. Yeah, it would be super cool to do that, but you know, we're all vying for the same thing, and is to help people one person at a time. And
a selfie stick. We all want a selfie stick.
Yeah, absolutely. Rodney and I were talking about that yesterday. We went out for dinner and I didn't post the picture, I should have, but because it's a good one, I may later. But Rodney said that we need a selfie stick because nobody's taking a picture of us. We're not far. So anyway.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. You're on a good roll.
No, not at all. So anyway, you know, just bring it to the table, and don't ever be afraid to bring things out. I'm like the biggest crybaby in the world, and sometimes I don't say things because I'm so emotional, and so I have to work hard on that every single day. And if you talk to my husband, he will be, you know, I am the tap wide open all the time. So that's just the way I am, and that's the way my person is. And so and I've become okay with that, but I still have to work on it because, you know, everybody has their own feelings about things, and their self-worth and their opinions about themselves. And you just got to be strong and be out there and share, because the more you share, the more help you get, and the more people get to know you, and that's what's really important. So there you go. So
all right,
we'll wrap it up, and we'll see each other, the ones who can get on next week, Saturday, same time, same channel, same Beachbody channel. And have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time.
All right, bye.
Okay,
all
bye.
right, bye.
Are you done? Yes. What are we going to